The top of the Empire State Building.
Z100, New York.
What's good? I'm Crystal. That's Max. We're inside of our Artist Interview Lounge, Z100 Artist Interview Lounge, presented by Hackensack Meridian Health. And to my left, pretty in pink, we got Mimi Webb. You didn't wear. You didn't put this on. What?
Yeah, it's like a bag. It's like kind of goes under the arm.
Come on now.
And I walk around like a little puppy. Like,
Yes, as long as it's not real human hair. Like Julia Fox is
Yeah,
rocking
good. No, this
the
is
real
all-
human
yeah.
hair one.
Yeah.
How are you feeling? You're saying that you've been to New York a few times before, but you're so happy to be here in the city.
Oh my God, I love it here. It's definitely my favorite city. Like New York, I feel like has this incredible energy here and it's just so great.
Dude, it's the first time since kind of the pandemic, you know, and
Yeah.
you're realizing all the changes. You're seeing the energy shift a bit, but how's energy back home? Because I think it might be vice versa. I hadn't been, and we need to get Crystal over to the UK at some point in time.
Yes,
I've never
girl,
been.
let's
And
get
where
me
is,
there.
for our new listeners, where is home for you?
So
Home.
for me is London. I moved there about like October last year to London, but
Yeah.
originally I'm in Canterbury where my family are in Kent. But yeah, no, it's starting to get sunnier now in London, which is good because then when I go back it'll be nice
That's what you
weather,
did.
get the summer clothes out.
I get you. You escaped it a little bit to come and get some of this that we have here in New York to go back home and to bring the sun back when you return. Understand?
Why do you love New York so much compared to your home?
I think with New York, there's like this special energy. I don't know what it is, but it's an atmosphere. When I come here, I'm like, I can feel like I can do anything. It's just so cool.
You conquer the world type of vibe, right?
Yeah, exactly.
How does that affect the
100%.
creativity? How does that feel when you get to actually plant your feet outside of the UK and you really kind of pull inspiration and that flows into the sound?
I think for me, it's definitely just like using as much, like all the inspiration I get, even when I'm like, I think it's more the feeling when I'm in a place.
Yeah.
Or I'm seeing something and then I get this crazy feeling and it just like starts to, I think it opens up that creative feeling and then you start getting really deep and then it starts coming out.
It's like, uh-oh, here we
Yeah.
go. All right, here we go. Well, what is that feeling like when you pull up to, let's just say, 30 Rock? And you see, you know, Radio City Music Hall, you know you're going to hit the corner and in a few minutes you're going to hit the stage and perform on Jimmy Fallon's show. Well, how does that hit you in your heart?
Oh, gosh, that got me. I was like, I just couldn't believe it. And it's crazy because me and my mum, that every time I've been here before, my mum's been with me and we'd always drive past Radio City and then just to actually then drive in, pull up and walk in, I was like, it was just mental. And I think it was all just so fast and like happened so fast. I just couldn't believe my eyes. I was like, what's going on?
Oh my gosh. Well, a lot has been happening really fast for you. You have been considered like the breakout star of UK ever since your song just has been going crazy and people are loving it.
Yeah.
How are you feeling like crossing over into this new stardom where you're on, you know, the Tonight Show and you're on tour with huge artists?
I think for me, it's just like just seeing the growth and watching the fans and just seeing how when I'm at these shows, people know more lyrics every show I do. And I think it just gets me so excited. And, you know, to be from the UK and coming over to America to do all this, it's just like my biggest dream. And just to see it like working and like doing all these really exciting things is just amazing. And for me, I just want to keep going up and up, really.
I mean, yeah, like you said, this is the beginning. I mean, this is the music has been there for a bit, and to watch it connect on this global scale has got to be just so rewarding. So, you know, when you pop on the radio and you hear House on Fire, when you are, you know, cruising around, you're seeing people, or at the show, you're seeing people singing back the lyrics to your song.
Yeah.
What, from your perspective, what is that like? Is it shivers? Is it, I'm about to turn it up an extra couple of notches here? Like, what's that energy like for you?
I think it is the like turning it up.
Yeah.
Like I performed last night, it was our first New York show, and it was just very like, I just went for this really crazy note that I'd never done before, like really high. And
What
I was
gave you
like,
the courage? The
I was
fans?
like,
The crowd?
The crowd. I was like, let's go. I love New York. Like, let's really like deliver it. But yeah, it's crazy.
And you did it. It didn't flop. There was no crack in the note.
No, I was scared, but then like, it's sad. When I did it, I was like, oh, phew. Like I was building up to it. I was like, here we go,
you got it.
preparing, and then
I loved hearing that you love New York because you feel like any dream can come true here. That's why I love this city too. And just putting it out there, you know, you are a newer artist. This is the first time we've been able to hang out with you. Like, what is that dream artist collab for you? Like, what is that dream sound that you like, dang, as a little one, I would hope to one day do that? Because this is where things like that can happen.
I think for me it's the mixture between like Adele and like Dua Lipa and like the pop world and then the really emotional big vocal from Adele. So I think they're like putting those two worlds together has always been like my biggest dream, and just to be able to deliver that properly and really get that storytelling and my songwriting out as well is just like, yeah.
We'll talk about the fact that you actually are delivering that. You are telling these stories and they are connecting. I mean, you're writing House on Fire, for instance, is, you know, like, don't double cross me, damn it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm coming for you. But to know that you're creating these stories and people are genuinely loving what you're doing and drawing their own stories to yours. Like, do you feel that you are delivering?
I definitely feel, especially with like DMs and people like messaging me about how they feel with the songs, and at the shows when I get to meet people after, it's so nice to hear how they feel with the songs and how they connect to it. And I think that's what brings people together. You know, I want to be doing something where I can bring people together and unite, and that for me to be able to have music that does that gets everyone on the same level, wavelength and an understanding, and I think that's just incredible to be able to do that.
It's so amazing seeing you do that, and the growth just from right now to now where you are. And I want to take it back a little bit, because you did say that a job you had as a shop assistant prepared you for life in pop music. Can you expand on that? Like, how did that come about?
It was really crazy because it was, so I just felt like when you're, you know, you're young and you're doing a job, like you're getting a part-time job.
A retail job,
Yeah, retail, and you're meeting so many different people, and you're there like selling something, and you're there trying to like really get someone to like you. Like, that's like, it's kind of like trying to be yourself and like really get your energy going. And I think for me, that like really built my confidence up and like really got me used to be able to speak to anyone. You know, I could just go up and speak to someone. So I think that's the part that really helped me out in like, you know, just doing that in, you know, in the industry.
Being true to you. I want to ask this. This is funny. I don't think you even know this, Chris. I'm going through your Instagram here, Mimi, and I'm seeing a lot of amazing pictures here, but I'm missing out on one particular experience where it involved you, Louis Capaldi, and loads of vodka.
Oh, yeah.
How come that's not on here? And I'm going to tell you how I found out about this scenario in a few. What the hell, dude? Please explain.
So it was my last year, it was like October, November time, and it was my headline show in London. And Lewis wanted to come down to like, see the show. And then we ended up all being backstage with all my team, with, like my family, my friends. And then we all started drinking. My dad and Lewis are like besties, like getting on so well. And then we just all ended up going out for like drinks, and it just got really crazy. It was so fun. He's such a laugh.
Dear Will Manning shared this story with me, and he told me that it was an absolute blast to have your team, your family, to have those closest to you be a part of this journey. What does that mean? Because your squad is so important to you.
It honestly means the world to me to be able to enjoy it with others, and also to be able to even like reminisce those stories with other people and go through it again is amazing. So it's really fun just to have them all at the shows. And I think, you know, making sure you really like kind of like celebrate each moment as well and get excited, because that, you know, it's just, it keeps you going, and, you know, you keep feeling like really good about it. So like, but, you know, after that show, for example, we had a drink and it was just so good. And I love them being there. They're my gang.
Yeah.
It's so fun hearing the crossover of like you hanging out with other artists. Is there other artists that you've been around and you had a starstruck moment that you're like, oh my God, I met you and you were just as awesome as I hoped?
I think Lewis was like a moment, because I was like, wow, like he's just smashed it. And he's like, that sound that I really love doing is like, he just absolutely smashed that as a, you know, male artist. And I think, it was just incredible to meet him, and also just to see how normal he is. It's just so cool.
Maybe we should ask Dad, since they're so good friends now, to help encourage him to come out of this hiding that he's been in with his music. And Louis, can you please bring us some new music? Mimi's dad wants to hear some new tunes from you. So does the rest of the world. Maybe a future collab. But to have those friends in the industry now. And we just asked this question when Tate was just here, your tour mate, that you guys are bonding over these moments, that you're finding industry peers where they're becoming more than just people that you work with, but your friends. How rad is that?
Oh, it's honestly so cool. Like, I love Tate. I really do. I saw her actually as I came up elevator. And yeah, like she's just honestly such a queen. And yeah, I just like, honestly, it's so nice to have that support on tour and actually have like a sister vibe. And yeah, I think because we met as well for a lunch before I even knew I was going to be doing the tour, so it was so nice that we had that like really natural build up.
Yes.
And yeah, it's just so great. Just, and also we both pop artists, we both love fashion and like stuff, so it just really works with our like both got the same interests.
I love hearing that she's like taking on the sister role, helping you out, maneuver these things. How does like your real family back home and your friends growing up seeing you out here now in America on tour, how are they taking all this? What are they saying?
They love it. They can't believe it. Like there's sometimes they'll FaceTime me and I'm like busy and I can't. And they're like, oh yeah, you carry on doing your thing. Like they just love it. They like, I think it's fun as well because they like we have a laugh with it as well, which is really good and keeps me like really like, home, keeps me loving home and like missing them. And I think, just to see the growth and how it's working. And I'm very much like, I'll tell them, like, there'll be a night where we'll just all be sitting and I'll just tell them everything. And they'll be like, how long has all this been going on for? And I was like, a while, but I just get on with it and I forget to sometimes always tell them. So yeah, they're really excited, bless them.
The growth is awesome. I mean, it's been, amazing to watch us here in the U.S. finally freaking get it. Like it's about time. Like hello, like hey, what I mean? Because it's been so rad to now see what you've worked your ass off for. Start to really fully deliver here on our turf because good without all the records but this record right here it feels like what the world needs. We need that energy. We need that true storytelling as well, but we need who you are.
Thank you so much.
So excited that you get to do it live, that we get to play the records and people get to honestly and truly connect. It's because you're being true to who you are, dude.
Oh, legends. Thank you so much.
Seriously. No,
you are a busybody, you're on tour, and are you still writing? Like, what's coming up for you?
Yeah, so I actually had one of my friends come on tour for like 3-4 days and we were writing actually as we were going. So it was really fun. We were like writing in the tour bus, like jamming out.
Yes.
Like dreams coming true.
Lots of writing still. I can't live without writing. Like I just couldn't do it. If I was 2 months that's just way too long for me.
Stay after it. Keep on bringing us the music. I mean, we're going to start with this one here. We're going to make sure that the world gets to know this particular record that is just taking the world by storm. It's already topping charts across the globe, so it's about damn time we here get it in the United States. So thank you for being you and sharing who you are. Mimi Webb,
thank you.
You are a true gem
much.
And welcome anytime here when you're making it back to New York City.
Thank you for having me, guys. I've loved it.
For sure.
Thank you so much.
And I'm going to end with this. We deserve one invite next time. It's a vodka night with Louis Capaldi and the family.
Please,
and
guys,
friends.
we love it. All
Let's
welcome.
turn up.
All the tequila, but yeah, I'll be there.
One more round of applause for Mimi Webb, please. Thank you for hanging, love.
From the top of the Empire State Building.